please remember to leave a like, a comment, share the video about, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Thank you. Well, isn't this just fantastic? Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Hasan Piker. So do brace yourselves for an increased number of downvotes, because Hasan could do nothing wrong. Let's test that theory by talking about Hasan Piker and Hasan Piker's dog. This is important because animal abuse, to me, is bad. Very bad. There is never any justification, and I don't care who you are. There are certain things I don't like people using. Shock collars are one of them. If I find anyone using one, I slap them. Definitively slap them. If I had my way, Hasan would get a slap after having the collar put on his own neck. The relationship between a man and his pet, a woman and their pet, dog and humanity, let's go with those because cats are very different, is a good one. Dogs are unconditionally loving, friendly, caring, if you treat them that way. If you spend the majority of your time dominating your pet, shouting at them, being overly aggressive in any manner towards them, you are a terrible, shitty, heinous person, like Hasan Piker. I will hold this firm stance being anti-Hasan forever, now that I know definitively he is an animal abuser. I spend most of my time in my office when I'm working, surrounded by 4 dogs. One of them is currently eating my hands. Why? Because he's a French bulldog and he's a knob. Do I tell him off for doing that while I'm talking? No. Why? Because I have 2 hands. And he likes to chew things. I have no issue with that. Would I ever put a shock collar on him? No. Would I ever use a shock collar on anyone? No. But I have seen many prank videos on YouTube with shock collars introduced on people, not on pets. Hasan, though, is a control freak. A dominating presence that must have his own way. And if you hear balking in the background, my cavalier has decided the wind needs to be balked at. Am I going to go and tell her off now? No. Why? Because she's my dog. And she wants to balk. It's her way of communicating with the world that she has a grievance. Her grievance right now? I don't know, but I'm not entirely sure she knows either, to be certain. I should ask her at some point, but I don't think she'll tell me. We're going to go through a number of tweets, clips, videos, and responses from people all over social media who have a perspective on this, who do not appreciate what Hasan has done, and I'll be honest, I'm with the majority of the people in this. I do not, will not, shall not support what he is doing to his dog Kaya, because his dog, massive breed of dog that is, fears him. His dog is a glorified accessory, and I don't like that. His dog should not be, for the majority of a stream, be confined to a bed and told to stay there so they fill up space behind him, which is what that dog does. I don't like that. If they want to move about, they can move about. If they want to be seen, they are seen. If they want to play, they play. It would make your streams more interesting, more enjoyable if you weren't so aggressive, black-pilled, and angry all the time.
Of all of America's much more consequential violence, okay? It's the same reason as to why America, Kaya, please just just stop. Jesus Christ, what are you doing?
As if it was some kind of mystery that Hasan reaches over towards something, and then the dog yelps. The dog was not standing on anything. There was nothing clearly wrong with your dog at the time. You shocked your dog. Shock collars are considered a training implement. I disagree with them 100%. If someone now wants to insert an excuse or a breed of dog, go ahead. To the dribbling monkey that thinks that, you lick windows for the flavour, go see yourself out. I love that his next response is to essentially gaslight his dog.
You're being such a baby. It's just, you're making her stressed. She just literally is so incredibly spoiled from my mom.
Or the emotions that you exude, your behaviors and mannerisms, the aggression that the dog sees from you, coupled with a shock collar, has your dog, a considerably large dog, fear from you. Feel fear because of you. One of Hasan's biggest haters, Ian Klein, over on the Instagram had said horrifying animal cruelty caught on camera by Hasan as he activates her shock collar for one tiny step off her bed. She cries in pain, poor baby. I always thought it was extremely bizarre that his young, energetic puppy never took a step off her bed. This has to be the result of some brutal, strict training. I think it's animal abuse. She fills a cell within the 9 frames that are on the screen, and that as she is present, it shows he has empathy. He reaches over to a shock collar. There is no empathy involved here. And by the way, if anyone wants to question whether it was a shock collar or not, let's go to a clip of Hasan himself.
My old roommate wanted to use a shock collar for Fish and his dogs. I have it still. I bought it. They are incredibly effective.
Yes, if you want a dog that is truly subservient to you, or you're too inept to be able to communicate with a dog to follow instruction or order, or perhaps be relaxed enough to allow your dog to play, have fun, and be a dog. This is not overly complicated. This kind of behavior is unacceptable, and it has led to an increased number of people reporting Hasan. Will anything happen? God no. Why would anything happen to the cash cow, the vaunted leftist, the tolerant leftist, who's so tolerant he's intolerant? He's anti-fascist, yet ironically pro-fascism. So how have some of the creators in the online space responded to this? Excluding myself, thinking this idiot needs to have the collar put on himself for a good 10 minutes of uninterrupted access.
I'm not even gonna be a hater. I'm giving it a fair chance.
Hasan the soy boy.
Yes.
Hand over.
Fuck.
A better press.
Yeah.
Still moving. Now goes forward. I'm assuming probably has a, let's say, a Steam Deck, right? Hand forward. Now that was his arm forward. Now his hand going forward probably. See, a little bit more.
Go.
Bang! It would be in the next 3 frames.
Oh.
Chat. The
I
likeliness.
might have wasted $5.
Chad, the likeliness of this being is like 98%.
Agreed. Oh, it definitely was a shock collar. And I don't care what anyone says about, oh, but the priorities, we can't talk about this, we should talk about this, and blah, blah, blah. Shut the fuck up, okay? What he has just done is definitively animal abuse. You cannot defend that. If you want to make excuses for it in my comments, go nuts. I'm not going to delete you or ban you. I'm not even going to waste energy calling you the names I want to call you. You cannot defend anyone that justifies that kind of crappy behavior, or to keep someone in a frame or something under your control in a frame. Now, Hasan has denied using a shock collar, which I find very hard to believe, by saying the following.
Is there like a LSF video or something? Is that why there's like hella people coming in here and screeching? Is that what's going on? Oh, classic. It started on D, then H3, then LSF is the classic pipeline. I'm gonna die, dude. Yes, I am incredibly abusive to the not only best trained, but also the best behaving and most spoiled dog on the planet. It's from when Kaya yelped. Yeah, she yelped because she clipped herself on something when she was getting off the bed.
No, she didn't. Don't try and deceive us. We saw your arm go towards it and then you turn knowing you've shocked your dog, okay? That recoil action is not from a mild tap on a toenail, or clipping or pulling on a slight piece of fur on the edge of a chair. No, that's from being shocked, okay? It's from having an abusive parent, owner, pet owner, master, I guess in your case. Stop trying to be so openly, willingly deceptive over something that should matter. You claim so many things about how good and kind and wholesome and loving you are, but everything you do contradicts it. And the best way to prove that is how you treat your pet. You can take all your posed pictures for Instagram together, you can post them to Twitter or anywhere else you're active, all you like. Hell, you can make a video now trying to prove you're such a nice guy, but your deflection's always the same. It's the pipeline this, the pipeline that. The slop tubers. It is not slop tubers to call out shitty people who do shitty things, like use a shitty shock collar. Oh, and acting cute by realizing, as it were, what had happened, and then making some grandiose statement would hold some merit had you not realized that it was blowing up, paused to read it was blowing up, taken your dog away, and kept them away so you could then deflect.
President Ronald Reagan speaks about the air traffic controller strike, he states very clearly that if the striking union...
If you can't tell from the silence, this is Hasan reading things as it unfolds. You can claim it's a pipeline's fault all you like. That one action alone, inconsequential to many I'm sure, is enough of a problem that you need to be poked at, pointed at, tarred, feathered, and criticised.
Do not report to work in 48 hours, they'll be fired from their jobs. The president then takes questions along with Attorney General William French Smith and the Secretary of Transportation, Andrew Lewis, Jr.
Adding a $40 million increase in salaries and benefits. This is twice what other government employees can expect.
A few moments later.
Will be terminated.
No.
Ardent defender of the Hasan of Piker, Anissa Joma, husband-wife to Ian, who we covered yesterday I think it was, had taken Ethan Klein's Instagram story and tweeted out by saying, "I'm a big dog advocate. Love training dogs with positive reinforcement, as you can tell with Merlin and Fiona on Ian's streams. I've met Kaya. I saw Kaya while Hasan was streaming. She never had a shock collar on. She was good at her place command, but that's very easily accomplished with positive reinforcement. I would be very, very surprised if this was actually Kaya reacting to a shock collar, just because Ethan's a horrible dog owner, and can't train his dogs worth shit, doesn't mean other people are using shock collars. Naturally, Ethan Klein saw this and said, CPS visit my family, Anissa sleeps. Hasan caught abusing his dog on camera, I must defend my friend. If you loved your husband, you would train him to stop shitting in his pants." On Twitter, Madame Savvy had tweeted out a couple times concerning this matter, both of which are relevant. Excuse me, what? He has the setting way too high if she yelps like that for the shock collar. But what this does is prove he keeps his dog on screen as a prop. She isn't even allowed to come say hi or move around. Not allowed to roam the house. Why? Is she so poorly trained she gets into things? Given the fact that she immediately retreats back to place setting, that tells me no. She is quite well trained, but it seems out of fear. Hasan directly tagged, if you're going to take care of your dog, or if she is such a burden, I will happily take her and give her the freedom she deserves. I would like to echo and mirror that statement by saying I would happily take your dog as well. She'd fit in very well here. Later tweeting, the green blip is indication of a shock collar. Hasan is claiming he doesn't shock his dog. That is a shock collar. Many models have vibrator settings that, while not good in fieldwork, can at least be used in the home to get attention. Pairing this with the arm movement, lack of shock at the yelp. So yes, Hasan, you zapped your dog so hard she yelped. Or because she was trying to get comfortable in her place command. I'm familiar with these training tools and the commands. You have done a big no-no. And the trainers even tell you to be cautious with setting. When in high activity, yeah, you might have to raise the setting. But in zero activity, it can be very low. But she did nothing to warrant a zap. And worse, Hasan freaked out on her for adjusting and showed zero care or concern for the yelp. This isn't a joke, Hasan. We can all ha-ha at your terrorism BS. But this is a life, one that is optimal for you to own. She is not your prop. There is a point there. If it mattered so much to him, his dog that is, he would have just gotten up and given his dog a hug. It's what I do. I stream on Twitch all the time, and people want to give me stick for me being attacked by the dogs. Why? Because they want to play. And so I let them. I simply stop what I'm doing, and I give them attention. Because that's what they want. They want cuddles, kisses, they want treats. They want to know they're cared about. This isn't overly difficult, and I will never abide shock collars or choke chains. Ever. And in before someone says, oh, but in this context, I've already said already, piss off. Just stop it. I will never adhere to them. I will never support them. I will never condone them. This was definitively a shock collar.
He's treating his dog like a Funko Pop. Oh god, dude. Oh god. And I'm remember who was the e-girl who spent like $3,000 on Funko Pops of some guy's money or something? He's treating his dog like a Funko Pop on a shelf, just something to be in the background of his streams. Stay on your 2-foot by 4-foot mat. Do not move for 8 hours or I will shock you. Apparently the dog does leave the mat sometimes, and that's like an okay thing. I don't okay, cool.
The dog is definitively an accessory in his content, and he prioritizes his content over his dog.
Oh, but the dog is spoiled rotten by my mother.
Cool. Glad to see someone within the Piker household gives a crap about your dog. You use a shock collar, clearly you don't. Now, all over Twitter, people have been posting their reportings of Hasan. Because he's untouchable, it's happening. Add to that, some have posted pictures of Californian, penal code that states it is illegal to maliciously, intentionally maim, mutilate, torture, wound, or kill an animal or subject it to needless suffering or cruelty. Shock collars are not allowed in California. Something which I fully support, by the way. Considering, by the way, how little Hasan gives a damn about dogs in the first place, I'm somewhat impressed he even got one at all, really. And I say that because of previous comments he has made about getting a dog, the flippant attitude towards getting a dog, looking down on them because they're inbred. Not surprised he has no issue with inbreeding, all things considered.
Just such a lib-ass, like, oh, dude, please don't get a Frenchie. I just wrote a Vox article talking about how problematic they are. Like, I don't give a f***. I know they have breathing problems. I know they're incredibly inbred. I don't give a sh**. I know. I don't care. Like, I don't give a sh**. This is a dog.
Oh my goodness, oh my gosh, I think we've gone full Macintosh.
Many more people on social media, Tectone, Erudite, not so erudite anyway, have been accusing XQC as well of Hasan using his dog as a glorified prop. To support these claims, many then cite clips of Hasan getting annoyed when his dog moves. If you, Hasan the animal abuser Piker, want something in the background that is inanimate for up to 10 hours a day, why don't you just buy a large plushie? And we know the reason you didn't get a Frenchie, because we have one here. They are very needy, very nibbly, very affectionate, energetic. That's why you don't have a spaniel either. You struggle with anything you consider beneath you, especially when they need something from you. It may well explain why you're not married. Hard to be loved or love when you don't know how it feels.
Back to the news coverage for now. As I was saying, while I'm waiting for, oh god, I'm gonna actually let Kai out because I can't fucking stand her being in the background and like and wanting attention as well. Okay, up, get out of here. Go. Go. Oh my god, oh my god, I'm so annoyed with everything.
Because people are reporting him to Twitch, because people are reporting him to local authorities, this would include the SPCA LA, which is a group dedicated to the prevention of cruelty to animals through education, law enforcement intervention and advocacy. Why? Because using shock collars is illegal in LA. I know I earlier mentioned it, but I have to restate that. And I'm going to end by just showing this picture. This is the collar that his dog wears. Do try to tell me if you made it this far into the video, if you don't think it's a shock collar, how that is not a shock collar. Hasan, put the shock collar on, and then you can start to understand just how painful that thing is. You want to use it for placement training? Try it for yourself. How about you put it on until you smile? How about that?